master, and PhD. But one thing that I realize is, even though many people know about many different knowledge in their life, but they don't know about what is considered the software of human being, the mind. And I realized how important the mind was when I doing my PhD in Norway. At that time, I was a little bit stressed, and I feel like I could not think about many things. My name is Pra Paramaitnisaro. I'm a Theravada Buddhist monk, but it doesn't mean that I was a monk ever since the first day that I was born to the world. Before that, I was like every one of you watching this video. So, I studied computer. I was a computer geek. I really like computer, hardware, software. I really learned how to do programming. I studied computer for 10 years in my bachelor, master, and PhD. But one thing that I realized is, even though many people know about many different knowledge in their life, but they don't know about what is considered the software of human being, the mind. And I realized how important the mind was when I doing my PhD in Norway. At that time, I was a little bit stressed, and I feel like I could not think about many things. I could not do my dissertation. I was sitting in front of computer, Googling, and cannot think about many different things for days, for months. So I decided to do something with my own software, the mind. I didn't know how to meditate, so I tried to learn meditation for the first time. When I meditated for the first time, I thought it was impossible because I had so many different thoughts in my mind, and my mind was spinning like crazy. At that moment, I learned that in order to meditate, you just need to find a balance, and that's how I unlocked the meditation for the first time. I could really I feel really relaxed. I feel really happy. So when I finished my PhD study, I decided to study a bit more about meditation. I ordained as a Buddhist monk, and it's not very easy because monk life is not very easy as I thought. I struggle a lot, but also enjoy the time that I have for myself. And ever since, I travel to different places and share with people. And people suffer the same way that I did. They could not meditate when they close their eyes, so I gave them some tips, and I told them that you just have to relax a bit more, and they could meditate. And they've been traveling to different countries, in total 52 countries so far in 10 years, to share about meditation, about how they could meditate in an easy way, how they could remove stress from the mind and be a bit more happier. And many people can do that when they close their eyes. Every time when I see they open their eyes, I could see big smile on their faces, and that made me feel happy. And maybe that's the reasons I continue being a monk who I am today. So if many people around the world in different countries, different religions, different nationality can meditate, maybe you can do it too. So why don't you follow my program and we learn together, and I share with you how meditation can be very easy. You just need to learn some tips and you can unlock the myth of the mind. So you change your mind, you change your whole world. Let's stay together. Hello everyone, this is Monk John, and I'm live from my stories. And today we are going to have some meditation together. If you just arrived, we're going to wait a bit more for people to arrive. And if you can hear my voice properly, you can also help me verify that. You can type +1, okay? And if you feel like this meditation is going to be useful for your friends, for your family, for your loved ones, you can also share this video. You can click like and share the video to people as well. So we are going to have once a month a meditation sessions that we do online from altogether from all around the world. We once had this. It was called Moonfest, where people will come enjoy the meditation for a month, and that is going to be according to different moon phases. But now we're going to do it on every Saturday and once a month, in addition to different topics that I will share. Either it's going to be about Karma talk or some question and answers, or how I, as a Buddhist monk, deal with different issues in my life, and also one session of meditation. All right. So if you just arrived, you can also share with me where you're from. Please type your name and maybe your country so that I know where you're from and I can greet you properly. In the last week, we also have a topic about meditation and creativity. So if you joined the last week meditation, last week talk, we mentioned how meditation will help a lot in order to have a creative mind. And if you remember, there are 3 reasons because the mind needs more space to be creative. If your mind is full of thoughts, especially non-productive thoughts, the thoughts that are not very useful, how could your mind become creative? How could your mind have a space for something new, something that has never been thought about before? Second, the mind is clear. When the mind is clear, you can see all the different ideas easily. If the mind is not clear, even though you have a very good idea in the mind, but you couldn't see it because it is unclear. It's like you look through a lake in order to see something at the bottom of the lake. Or even you can compare this with a reflection of the moon or stars on the lake surface. If the water of the lake is calm, the reflection becomes clearer as well. And the last one is when the mind feels relaxed. When the mind feels relaxed, we are going to be able to be confident with the idea. And usually when we feel relaxed, that's the time we have new idea. It's like Archimedes, for example, when he was in a bathtub, he was taking a bath, and eventually a new idea came to him and he shouted to himself, Eureka. This is a story that we heard about before, and many times when you got blocked and you cannot think of anything clearly, you gave yourself a big vacation. And this is also in many business books as well, that once in a while we need to free our mind. We need to allow our mind to let go of unproductive thoughts or worries or negative feelings in order to become creative and in order to stay focused with what we are doing once again. And this is a magic of meditation practice. So we're going to see by ourselves how this is going to happen. If you just arrive again, please share with me where you are from. And if you feel that this video is going to be useful for your friends, or maybe they're interested in meditation practice, but they never done it before. So don't worry, because I'm going to explain the basic of meditation and how to do it. So even though you might not have any background, you will be able to catch up and meditate with me, because usually meditation will be much easier if you follow a guide. It doesn't mean that you have to follow and meditate with me forever, but at this time when your mind needs some assistance, especially it keeps wandering a lot. Our mind has this nature, it thinks a lot. If we do not have any guide, it would be much more challenging for the practice. So let me see if any one of you arrived already. We have Agneer from Latvia, we have Aman, and we have Shorn from Cambodia, Owen from Congo, and Banteji Sati Panya. All right, maybe we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about how meditation can be today mainly for habitual development. Okay, and we have Tanusha from Mauritius, Gary from Australia, and Fujins from Ghana. Wow, it's a lot of people today. Are you ready for our meditation? Okay, I hope that today we are going to meditate together. And this is something that the world is missing at the moment, because if you look at news from different countries, many countries are facing difficult time from natural disasters, from difficult situations. We've seen that on newspapers. I personally believe, this is a sign that every one of us should come back and cultivate a positive energy together, because the mind of human, it has very, very unique power. It's called the power of attraction. Whenever we have negative energy in the mind, that is going to attract negative things, either negative people, either natural disaster, either accident, or maybe bad luck coming to our life. But if our mind can become positive, our mind is going to attract positive people, good opportunity, and maybe the world is going to be a little bit calmer. The temperature of the world can also decrease as well. So what if we can have much more meditators from around the world? Wouldn't the world become a nicer place to live? Wouldn't we keep smiling to each other a bit more? And this is something that I like to invite you to do it together. Okay, so if you have time and you don't actually have anything very urgent, we are going to begin our meditation very soon. Okay, so let's see, we have Ethan from Ayutthaya. Nice. Okay, so you're in Thailand, and yeah, there are quite a few people from different parts of the world, from Africa, some of them are from Latin America, and we have 4 in studios as well. They're from Bolivia, from Sudan, they're from Cambodia and Colombia. Nice. So let me share with you about a secret of our self that is called habits. You know, normally in our life, we want our life to become healthy and productive. We all have a dream, right? And this dream is about us having our life pretty balanced. There are different activities. If you talk about yourself, maybe you want to get up early in the morning, you want to have healthy food, you want to have exercises, and you have time to meditation, and every time, every day, everything is pretty much balanced. This is the dream that we all want to achieve. But in reality, it is not like that. Is your life like this? You know, you wake up late, you didn't actually have proper breakfast, and you never done exercise for a few weeks already, and the food that you eat, you didn't actually have healthy food, and maybe you didn't even take shower for days, and you come back home going to sleep, your bed is not made. So why is it like this? We all wanted to change, but the reasons that we cannot change is because our habits. And these habits are something that determine many things in our life, whether they are about physical health, whether they are about our economics, our relationship with people, or even our destiny. The habits influence so many different things, but it is not very easy to fix at all. Let me explain to you why. According to a general habit development theory, whenever we human beings, well, in the habit development theory, this is also true for animals as well. So all the beings, whenever we perceive something that is called cue, or something that will trigger a response in our human being, okay? For example, if you have a habit of eating sweet, and your eyes look at chocolate. Once your eye look at chocolate, then the mind will lead the mind, the mind will lead yourself to a routine. And this is not only how you just grab the chocolate and eat, this is even the way you think. Like first it begins with your thoughts. If you will eat this chocolate, you feel extremely happy. And that is called reward. The reward is something that the mind remember as a result, positive result of doing such habits, such routine. So we've been doing this, things that keep happening many days in a row. According to Dr. Maxwell Maltz, that is about 21 days. It means that if you keep doing something repeatedly, whenever you look at the cue, the brain automatically trigger a routine. Whether you will think about this, whether you will speak about something, or whether you will keep doing something, in order to finish the routine and you feel the reward, that will form a new habit. Basically, habits is triggered through 5 senses. This is something that you see, your sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. They will come in contact with our body, our perception. And once you perceive, the more you come in contact with them, the more you're familiar with them. Eventually, you can't live without them anymore. And if this keeps happening for many days, this is going to form a new habit eventually. Once a habit is a part of your life, it is there. That's because this is how your brain is rewired. Normally, our brain works with electricity. If you get electricity in the brain, that will be strong enough to power a small light bulb. So, the neurons in the brain send signals through electricity. And if you keep doing something repeatedly, that is how all the neurons get rewired. So it will probably not send electricity this way, but the other way. As a result, your brain will be feeling very familiar with different activities in different ways. The activities that you do every day, your brain will get very familiar with. And this is a new habit of yours. So if you want to change yourself, from unhealthy habit to healthy habits. We all want to change ourselves from unhealthy habits to healthy habits, right? Because healthy habits is going to be good for ourselves physically and mentally. And if we can have healthy habits every day, we will be able to feel much more balanced, and this balance results in more happiness, a happier life. But in reality, the first day, maybe you can do it. The second day, maybe you can do it. The third day, well, most people will be able to do it. But the 4th day and onward, if you are trying to change yourself with many different activities, some activities will return to the old habits. And that's why they say, old habits die hard, right? On the 4th day, the 5th day, the 6th day, many activities return to your old habits. As a result, maybe after a week, everything returned to where you started. So what do we do? That's why I'd like to introduce a little bit more about the nature of the mind. As a human being, we have 2 things, the body and the mind. And you can compare this with a computer, for example, that has also 2 things, the hardware and the software. The hardware controls the software. The software controls the hardware. As a result, the mind controls the body. So if your mind is unhappy, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you do is not going to be desirable. We want to make sure that our mind is happy. But even though the mind controls the body or software controls the hardware, there is one thing controlling the mind. This is what we call habits. Habits control the mind. Why? Think about yourself. If you have a habit of maybe eating unhealthy food or maybe some sweets, you try to tell yourself you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't have a bar of chocolate. But if you are not mindful and you are in a supermarket, for example, suddenly you might grab a chocolate bar and you were waiting in line to pay for that bar to the supermarket, to the cashier of the supermarket already. Or if you have some sweet in the fridge and you try to tell yourself, I should not eat that sweet. But maybe in the middle of the night, you find yourself sitting in front of the fridge many times, trying to open the fridge, try to grab the chocolate bar and try to tear the package, putting the bar into your mouth. Only if you can tell yourself, oh yeah, what I'm doing, I'm not supposed to do this. I refrain, I will make a vow to myself that I wouldn't take this chocolate bar, right? So this is a reason why the mind controls by habits. The mind is controlled by our habits. So if you want to beat your habits, you're going to need the mind. That is the first one. The mind must be strong, right? If your mind is weak, you're going to fall into the bad habits anyway. Second, not only that the mind is strong, the mind must be wise. You must be able to use more reasons over emotions. If you use more emotions more than the reasons, this is not going to work. And the last one, the mind must be able to let go and free from worry. An ability to let go so that you're free from worry is very much needed for dealing with our habits, because our habits will keep forcing us to go back to the same old routine the whole time. That is a lot of frustration. If you never learn to let go, you're going to be very, very, very frustrated. So the mind that can let go will make you worry-free. Okay, dealing with habits is not easy. I would say not easy. It is a task that has a lot of frustrations. You're going to deal with a lot of frustrations. But again, if you don't do this, you never get something new. As they say, if you want to achieve something new, you have to do something you've never done before. That will lead to a lot of frustrations. But if you have no pain, you don't have any gain, right? As they say, no pain, no gain. So this is something that meditation will help you. Meditation can be the answer, especially if you've been working on some of the habits, but that never lead to any desirable result. Meditation is the answer. Why? Because in meditation practice, we deal with the mind. We make the mind stronger. The mind, that is like a software of computer, or you can even compare with a driver of a car. If your driver, suppose that you have a car and maybe you lend the car to your friends, you would actually want to lend the car to a friend that is not mindful, right? You need to make sure that your friend has a license, and not only he or she has the license, he or she needs to be mindful as well. So, mindfulness of the driver is, in this sense, how or why we should practice meditation. Okay, meditation will help us deal with a nature of the mind, that the mind thinks a lot for different things. Even when I maybe a few minutes ago, when you just switched to this live and you're watching me explaining all different things to you, how many thoughts have you been having in your mind so far, right? Maybe you are not only thinking about me and about this habit content, but your mind might switch to think about something else, like, what do I do? This is Saturday. Should I do this? Or should I go for some shopping? And even if I will meditate with the monk, but what will I do after that? What is going to happen tomorrow? Or if anything happened in the past, that might pop up in the mind either. So our mind has this nature. It thinks a lot. If I ask you, guys, close your eyes and stop thinking, you can do that, but you will not be able to do that for a long time. Maybe within some minutes, your mind will keep wandering again and again and again. So meditation is about thinking about one thing. Instead of thinking about nothing, we're going to think about one thing. I hope this is easier for you. Don't you think so, right? But I will not let you choose anything to think about randomly. You're going to think about something from my list. For example, the first one is the breathing. The second one could be the mantra. And the third one will be a picture that we visualize in the mind. Okay, these are some examples. But meditation is about feeling or thinking about something somewhere. Okay, it's not only about thinking about something. It's not going to be the most practical if you think about a story. So we think about something very static, something non-movable, something that is like an object. For example, the sun, the moon. But we will keep thinking or visualizing this thing at one place. And this place that I will introduce to you today, this is the center of the body. So don't worry about the exact position of the center. Anywhere in your stomach would be fine. Okay, you just keep thinking. You just keep feeling. For example, if you visualize the sun, you just imagine that you swallow the sun through your mouth. Okay, so don't think too much how the sun is going to be too hot, it's going to burn you or something. That is going to be a little bit too complicated. So we will neglect that fact. Just imagine that you swallow something through your mouth and that thing goes all the way to the middle of your stomach. So easy, right? So if the mind moves away, we're going to bring it back by visualizing something. Okay, I let you choose. You have the choices of first the sun, second the full moon, and the last one is a tiny star. Okay, again, today you have three choices. The first one is the sun, the second one is the full moon, and the third one is a star. And you're going to imagine that as if you swallow it through your mouth and let it fall down to the middle of your stomach. All right? This is going to be very helpful because our mind has wandering thoughts in two forms, images and sound. If you have distractions with images and you keep visualizing the sun in a very gentle way, okay? You're not going to imagine the sun like this. This is going to be too stressful. Meditation is not only about concentration, it's about balance. It's a balance between concentration and relaxation. Okay, again, it's not only about concentration. So you're not going to concentrate like this. Okay, I have to imagine the sun. I have to imagine the sun. I have to imagine the sun. This is not going to work. You don't meditate and you feel much happier. So you're going to imagine the sun in a very relaxing way. This is how we control images in the mind. But we also learn to minimize the effect of the sound in our minds as well. So I will ask you to repeat some words in the mind, and this is called the mantra. They are just words that we repeat in the mind so that our mind is not distracted with other voices, okay? And you're going to have two choices today, either clear and bright, clear and bright, clear and bright. You can translate into different languages as well. For example, in Spanish, this will be claro y brillante, or in French would be clair et brillant, right? Or if you prefer something exotic, something new, something you never tried before, maybe you can try the other mantra. Samma arahang, samma arahang, samma arahang. Samma arahang. Samma means the right way, and arahang means the purest state of the mind. You're going to keep repeating this in the mind, not out loud, okay? So only in the mind. And eventually the mantra and the visualization object that you imagine will slowly replace all the wandering thoughts, and your mind will return to a calm and peaceful state. The state that we want to achieve is the state of the mind that is stand still, peaceful, and focused. Again, stand still, peaceful, and focused. Let's try the meditation, and I will ask you if you will achieve that state for maybe briefly, some seconds. Okay, so don't expect too much. You're not going to be enlightened just by meditating together today because that's extremely far away from even from me. So you're not going to be enlightened today. Don't have any big expectation. Maybe your expectation is if you manage to find that state of the mind being standstill, peaceful, and focused only 1 or 2 seconds, then this is a big achievement for today already. All right, so let's try the meditation. I hope. Okay, we have Gabi from Argentina as well, and I don't know where you're from, Stanley, and Ayame is from Japan, but sometimes she is in Fiji, so I'm not sure where she is right now. We are going to meditate, and you just listen to my voice. If you don't remember anything, that's fine. Okay, just find yourself the most comfortable posture. So you can sit on the floor or you can sit on the chair. It doesn't really matter if you have to sit in the perfect meditation posture. You don't need to, okay? So find yourself in the most comfortable position, but try not to lean towards a wall, or don't lie down, because if you lie down, then even though you might feel more relaxed, but you're going to fall asleep. So it's not about the balance. You're going to feel too relaxed. Again, meditation is about balance, right? Okay, so adjust yourself, find yourself the most comfortable posture. I'm adjusting mine as well. Okay, and put your hands together on your lap. Put your hands together on your lap. Meditation is both art and science, so even though how we close our eyes, we're not going to use them anymore, but how we close them is also an art. Okay, so you're not going to close them like this is not going to work, but you're going to close them very softly and gently, as if there is a curtain that is slowly slide down. Cover your eyes, and even though your eyes are not fully covered, even though you might have a little gap between your eyelids, but if you feel much more comfortable, that is fine. Okay, so close your eyes. You may look straight as if you were looking into the horizon that is very far, far away. And rest your eyesight over there so that you feel much more relaxed. don't think about anything at the moment. Of course, it's not controllable, so leave the worries behind as much as you can. And once you feel a bit more comfortable and relaxed, then you slide down your eyelids very softly and gently. Close your eyelids in a very soft and gentle way. And breathe in and out, long, softly, slowly a few times. Close your eyelids, breathe in and out, allow your mind to rest, allow your mind to feel the flow of the breath going in and out of your body. Every time that you breathe in, your body feels positive energy from surroundings. And every time that you breathe out, you release and let go of everything from the mind. Whatever you have in your mind, you leave them behind for a while. And I'd like you to scan your whole body so that you feel relaxed from the top of your head down to your toes. Relax the muscles of your forehead. Relax the muscles of your cheek and your chin. Feel the flow of relaxation going down to your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, down to your fingertips. Relax the muscles on your chest. This is like you change your outfit from something uncomfortable to clothing that is loose and comfortable. Let the flow of relaxation going down to your stomach, your legs, your feet, to the tips of your toes until you feel completely relaxed in every part of your body. And once the mind feeling more relaxed, I would like you to imagine that you were sitting alone in a vast empty space. With nothing and no one around you. And you are surrounded by beautiful environment, by the nature. Under the blue sky, the sun shining, and you feel light breeze touching your skin, taking away uncomfortable feelings from the mind. I would like you to feel one more deep breath. Follow the breath, the tip of the breath, going to the deepest part of your body. If you breathe deeply, softly, slowly, as deep as you can, you can feel the tip of the breath arriving an empty space in the middle of your stomach. I would like you to remember this feeling. Let's maintain the feeling as long as you can, as soft, as gentle as you can. So you adjust your breathing, allow it to become smoother, softer, and more refined. Observe every time the awareness of the breath is arriving, is touching softly, gently, an empty space in the middle of your body. feeling should be as soft as a bird's feather, floating down from the sky and eventually touch a calm surface of water without disturbing the calmness of the water surface. If you are able to maintain as if something soft, something gentle, something comfortable is inside your body, you don't have to concern about your breathing anymore. This feeling is called the center of the body, and I'd like you to maintain this feeling as long as you can without any tension on different parts of your body. I would like you to imagine at the center of your body something round like the sun, the full moon, or a star. Imagine that you have one of them floating inside your body. At the center of your body, even though you don't see the sun, the full moon, or a star, that is all right. Imagine your object floating in the empty space in the middle of your stomach as long as you can, as soft, as gentle as you can. There is no need to force anything if you don't feel comfortable. If your mind got distracted, you may repeat a mantra in the mind. Repeat in the mind, don't say it out loud. you are visualizing the picture of the sun, the full moon, or a star, you are also repeat the mantra in the mind and feel as if the mantra voice is expanding from the center or from your meditation object. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Feel vibration of the voice expanding like waves or ripples of the positive energy radiating from the center of your body. Maintain the awareness of the meditation object and the mantra together as long as you can. Do not just listen to my voice. This will become more effective if you repeat on your own in your mind. Visualize the object and repeat the mantra. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma to an end of our meditation, I would like you to prepare yourself for coming back. You may breathe in and out, long, softly, slowly. Breathe in and out, long, softly, slowly. Feel the environment, everyone and everything around you. Feel every part of your body. And once you feel that you are ready, you may softly, slowly open your eyes. Softly, slowly open your eyes. So, how was your meditation? I hope that you had a good sessions, and as I mentioned, that if today you manage to have a glimpse of the mind that remains in the state of standstill, peaceful and focused. Did you have that? Anyone? If you were in such state, even though that might be for several seconds, for a few seconds, or maybe a minute or two, that was a big success for today already. For many of you who never meditated before, okay? But this is something that we can practice, because meditation requires some practice. This is like everything in your life, whether you learn to ride a bicycle for the first time, whether you learn to drive a car, or maybe even when you speak languages, everything requires practice. Meditation is the same. If you keep practicing, from that few seconds, maybe you can have a full minute of silence, a full minute of the mind in standstill, peaceful and focused state. And if you keep practicing more, this can span half of the sessions and eventually one whole sessions. But today, there's another indicator that you can tell yourself you're having good meditation. If you felt relaxed and you didn't feel the time. Did you know that you meditated from 25 minutes? I'm not sure if you were aware of this fact, that the total meditation time was 25. If you felt like it was shorter, I didn't feel like it was 25, then you were having pretty good sessions. So okay, you can share with me, okay? Type in the comments how many minutes did you feel about the sessions, if it is longer than 25, like 2 hours, or if it is like shorter than 25, like 5 minutes, or maybe 20, but I hope it's not 24, right? So let's make a conclusion of how meditation will help you with your habit development. So first of all, I'd like to explain about an analogy of a glass of water. If you have a glass of water, this is an original state of the mind that is peaceful, the mind that doesn't have any contamination, is like a very clear glass of water. But in our life, because our life can be very, very busy, we drop some ink into the glass of water. So what do we have to do? We have to remove the ink from the water. How many minutes do we have to meditate until the ink settles down and the water becomes clear again? Well, it depends. It depends on how you see your meditation. If you think that meditation is for stress reduction, then maybe you meditate for 5 minutes and that is very good already. But meditation can be aimed for the balance of the body and the mind. If you want to have better creativity, if you want to have better memory, if you want to be a bit more organized, if you want to be more reasonable and less emotional, then you will have to meditate longer, like 25 minutes like today, or maybe a bit less, and that still works. But if you want meditation for the third level, that is habitual development, then you have to do it a bit longer. Again, we want to make sure that the mind is strong enough to resist the inner voices, because whenever you want to do something new, there will always be two voices in your head, the positive voice and the negative voice. The positive voice will encourage you that, okay, this thing is so good, you have to keep doing it, it's just 3 weeks and you get a new habit. But when you start doing it, the negative voice will keep whispering to your mind that don't do it, hey, it's so boring, you have many things that you need to do, and then you will come up with 100 beautiful reasons not to do it, right? Meditation is the same. Every time you meditate, there must be little voices in your head that, hey, let's stop it. Maybe you don't need to meditate that long, just 5 minutes, that's good already. How many minutes so far? Maybe it's half an hour already, so let's finish, right? These little voices, whenever the mind stays calm, the negative voice is muted. So eventually you don't actually hear the negative voice anymore, and the positive voice gets louder as well. So meditation helps us lower negative voice. As a result, the mind is stronger. And meditation also reduces the contamination that you put in the water. Every day in our life, we drop so many ink or maybe contamination or murky things in the water. So the mind is not just the awareness, but awareness plus contamination, or in Buddhism we call it defilements. We have these defilements already in the mind. They are like viruses of the mind that we have to take care of. And we don't actually have a chance to do this very much. So in the mind of many people, it is so murky. If you compare, I put this picture, you see the picture of a river, right? And on the left photo, you probably see something in the water. Can you guess what that thing is about? I give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. Can you guess already? Maybe it's an alligator, right? An alligator in the water. But can we claim that there is no alligator in the water of the right picture? Maybe not. That's because the water is not clear. Now let's look at another picture. Can we claim better that there is nothing in the water? We can, right? Because now the water is clear. So when the water is clear, everything in the water can easily be seen. First, you understand yourself better. Second, you understand what you are doing. And the third is you understand the consequences, the results of what is going to happen better. That is how meditation gives us wisdoms, and that wisdom comes with clarity. If you remember, we have to deal with this habit with the 3 characters of the mind. The mind that is strong, the mind that is wise, and the mind that can let go, right? We talk about the mind that is strong. If you can mute the negative voices in your head, your mind becomes stronger. If you can get your mind to be clearer, your mind will become wiser. You become wiser. You can see every possible reasons clearly in the mind. And eventually, we allow our mind to stay relaxed. We allow the mind to stay peaceful the whole time. And that is how we learn to let go. In meditation, there are countless of times that you have to let go, that you have to come back, that you have to restart again. This is how you give a practice to the mind that can let go of the thoughts when you meditate. Is the mind that can let go of negative things, your challenges that come to your life in everyday life. So if we can practice the mind and let the mind have these three characters, first, it becomes stronger by muting negative voices in your head. Second, the mind becomes clearer and wiser by removing all the muggy things or allow the muggy things to settle down to the bottom. And the third one, allow the mind to relax. Your mind will be able to let go better and become worry-free. And if we have these three characters of the mind, working on different habits will become an easy job. I wouldn't say that it's going to be like you do it and you get it done. That's not going to be too easy like that. Again, habits control the mind. It is going to be a good fight, but it's not going to be an easy fight. Okay? So you're going to fight your habits. No pain, no gain. It is going to be a good fight, but it's not going to be an easy fight with your habits. But habits are something that we need to cultivate, because even you might have your dreams, you may have your motivations, may go up and down, but habit stays. And habits are the thing that will lead you into your life goal. Even in Buddhism, the Noble Eightfold Path is the process of cultivating good habits. It begins with a clear mind, right attitude, and then right thinking, right speaking, right actions, right lifestyle or livelihood. Again, right attitude, right thinking, right speaking, right actions, and then right livelihood. This is a sequence of how your habit can be formed. And once you have right livelihood, if you want to make it better, then you add right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation. So this can go to the second round, to the third round, to the fourth round of better clarity, better intelligence, better wisdoms, going all the way through to enlightenment. Okay, so this is about today's life. Do you have any questions? I hope if there are any questions or any comments about your meditation. Okay, so Janice, you managed to meditate only 3 minutes. Well, you can do it later on your own, okay? Well, I suggest you try once again, because I think the meditation today was pretty good. So I suggest you watch the live once again. And Alman, he felt relaxed, but he could not easily get out. That is even better. Alman from Benin mentioned that when I asked him to open his eyes, it's not easy for him to get out. That's because he went pretty deep into the profound inner peace. And it is like when you dive very deep into a lake or maybe the sea, you can't actually go to the surface right away. In diving, that is dangerous. In meditation, for beginners or for veteran meditators, that's not easy. But for expert meditators, if you keep practicing more and more and more and more, going to the deepest point and returning to the surface can be just an eye blink. But that requires a lot of practice. So if sometimes you feel like it's not very easy to open your eyes, don't be afraid. You're not going to die. No one has ever died from meditation. And I'm not joking, okay? This is the truth. So, very well, Arman. It's not bad at all to be addicted to meditation, because eventually it is about addiction to positivity, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to live in a lavender field and everything is going to be overly positive, but you will be able to understand and accept, even though your life still contains problems that is unsolvable or not yet can be solved, but you will be able to cope with it because you enjoy your time, you enjoy the present moment. So even your back still carries some problems, but you'll be fine, okay? You can enjoy your life. You don't actually have to live all the way problem-free to be happy. You can enjoy the moment right here and right now, and that's the magic of meditation practice, okay? All right, so I hope you were doing pretty good, and there are some people who have pretty good meditations as well. So if you have any suggestions of particular topics that we should cover, or if you feel that we need to improve on some aspects, you can also suggest on the comments, okay? And we're going to have this like 4 times a month, but meditation once a month. We're going to have like Q&As, we're going to have different topics to cover. And if you feel that this is going to be useful for your friends, for your loved ones, you can also suggest this video for them as well. You can click like for some encouragement and share this video with people that you care about. Or if you feel that the whole program is going to be useful, you can invite them to join the Mysore group, and they can also ask questions to the monks. If we feel that any questions we post benefits to the whole group, or it's very nice questions worth answering, we will make short video about the answer of the questions as well. So you can post your questions on the group and we make the answer right for you. So thank you very much for joining the live today, and I hope people, especially those who meditated with me, may feel already some inner peace. And this inner peace sometimes may last for hours or maybe for days if we keep practicing more and more and more. And I hope this is going to be a very, very good start for the next week and for the second half of 2018. We are already more than half of 2018, and in a few months we will not be able to use it anymore. So don't be careless, be mindful, and spend some moments with inner peace and practice. If you look for some assistance, I'm here to help you, okay? So see you later, and have a nice weekend, you guys, and thank you. Goodbye.